So I've been talking a lot about Japanese PSA 10s, right? But none of you guys are asking about English PSA 10s. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and deliver a video for the people who are not asking about any product whatsoever, right? I'm still gonna be looking at eBay's PSA Vault, and I'm going with the most budget-friendly cards that I can find. And I was doing it, and for the most part, I found nothing but promos. And the most expensive card that you'll find in this list is going to be below $80, right? The cheapest that you will find in this list, I believe, is going to be $50. So, it ranges. While I was looking for Japanese PSA 10s, I can easily find a lot of cards under 35, but when it comes to English, you really can't, right? Nonetheless, here's going to be 5 different cards that you can find in the eBay's PSA Vault, right, for some Pokemon PSA 10. Right, starting on the list, we're gonna go ahead and start with the cheapest card that you can find, and it's gonna be at $50. So for $50, you can find a 2024 Shrouded Fable promo. We got Pecharunt, right? So like I said, this card is gonna run you around $50. For the population wise, you are looking at 382 copies in a PSA 10. On a 9, you will see around 314. So as you can see, whenever you do send this card to grading, for the most part, half the time it might come back as a 10, half the time it won't, right? Now I'm only keeping PSA 9s in the number tally. I'm not even looking at 7s or 8s. But when I was looking at it, yeah, you'll get there's a higher probability that you'll get the card anything else other than a 10. So for $50, you're getting a promo card from the Shrouded Fable ETB. And no, I understand it's not everyone's favorite ETB, but it's still a promo card, meaning quality or not quality. Yeah, well, the quality is going to be a little bit harder, and quantity too. It's going to be a little bit more limited. So it's something that you might... The second card that we're going to go ahead and talk about, we got a 2024 Surgeon Sparks promo, all right? So for the Surgeon Sparks promo, that's going to be Magneton. And I gotta say this, I do have the Japanese version of this card, and it's absolutely beautiful. But we're back to English, right? So this card is going to run you around $65 for a PSA 10. Quantity, well, for this one, there's going to be around 4,000 copies of the Magneton. Which I'm honestly kind of surprised, because that means a lot of people were ripping into Surgeon Sparks than they were Shrouded Fable, right? By a significant margin, right? So once again, around 4,000 copies for a PSA 10, and that's going to run you around $65. On a PSA 9, there's also going to be around 4,000 copies, right? So, once again, with these promo cards, you're getting half, like, from whenever you submit one. You're gonna have a higher probability that it's not gonna come back as a 10, right? So for $65, buying it of the vault is not a bad deal, considering that you do gotta consider it's a promo card, so it's gonna be limited, and the packaging for promo cards are usually... The next header we got, 2024, we got a Twilight Masquerade promo. If you know the promo, then we're gonna be talking about Ogerpon. This is gonna be the promo for the ETB, right? And for a PSA 10, you got around 65 copies, right? Sorry, not 65 copies. I apologize. For a PSA 10, you got around, it's going to cost you around $65, and there's going to be around 450 cards in rotation. On a PSA 9, you got around 576. So once again, submitting these promo cards to PSA, you're most likely going to get something else rather than a 10. All right, it's going to be fairly difficult. So the people that are submitting these, they're not coming back. So for this card, honestly, it's one of these cards that I want to get in Japanese. I really do want it. I think the art on it looks fantastic. And I understand that like Twilight Masquerade is not a lot of people's favorite set. And a lot of it's being carried by Greninja. But the Ogerpon has pretty legit or pretty nice art. So it's one of those cards that I do like, considering that's very dark, colorful fields. Honestly, it's something that would pick up, but that's just my preference. But $65 for a PSA 10, it's not the worst. All right, so for the next card, we got a 2024 promo card coming from the Paldean Fates, and we got another ETB card being Mimikyu. So for Mimikyu and the PSA 10, there's around 2,900 copies, and you can get this card for around $70. On a PSA 9, there is around 1,500 copies. So as you can see, whenever it comes to this card, actually you're getting a better chance getting it back as a 10 than you would a 9. But not by a lot, because you still got to consider the ones that you get back as an 8 or a 7. But $70 for a Mimikyu, right? For Paldean Fates promo, it's not a horrible deal, but that's kind of like one of our more expensive cards that we got on this list. So for the last and final video, it's going to be the most expensive card that we found today. And it's going to be a 2024 Paldean Fates promo. And now we're looking at a promo from a 10. And we're talking about Charizard. So for a PSA 10, you're looking around $79, which is crazy because there's going to be around 3,500 copies, almost 3,600. On a PSA 9, there's another 3,000 copies graded. So as you can see, Charizard always gets a lot of love. But $79 for a promo of a Chinese Charizard. I don't know why I'm having a hard time pronouncing that. Shiny Charizard. I'm going to stop because it's getting worse. So yeah, $79 for a promo card. You know, not even an ETB card, a promo card. You know, Charizard does have some weight. But personally, $79 for this kind of card. Personally, it's just me. But I wouldn't want to pick that up. But if you do and you like the English stuff and you want a Charizard card, $79 wouldn't be the... There you go. So I looked into eBay's PSA Vault, and I was looking for the, I guess, the most budget-friendly PSA 10 cards that I could find in English, you know, full arts, and every single one of them turned out to be a promo card, which is interesting, right? Because if you look into those cards within the vault themselves, their prices vary from like the lowest that I just told you to a couple $100s. And that's not even including the Pokemon Center cards. But there you go. So here's the video. Here's the list of cards you can find in English at a PSA 10. I know none of you guys asked it, but, you know, gotta give people what they want or what they don't want. It doesn't matter. Anyways, take it easy, take it hard. Have a nice day, man.